Hey, welcome back. We have a knife here. This is the knife that was missing from my buddy swap, so you get to get into it and check it out. Let's see what we got here. So, for those of you that watched that particular video, you may remember that a box showed up with no knife. And the box with no knife in it is not a knife box, it's just a box. I don't collect boxes, but I do collect knives. And this one's not a Civivi either. It isn't a Civivi bag though. So anyway. All right. I am not going to try and pronounce the name of the company that made this knife, but know it's called the Kickstop. It says right there, in fact. And it's really cool because did you see the magic trick that just happened there? Maybe you missed it. Let me show you again. Flipper tab. No flipper tab. Where did it go? Try that again. Flipper tab. No flipper tab. Really cool, innovative idea here. The flipper tab is not attached to the knife. And you can see it actually come together here as you go down and how it like stops. So it goes to there and then it actually reverses back. It's a trip to watch. Let's look at that from the other side if we can. Super cool. First, that's neat. That's the main reason I wanted to check this knife out. But second, the knife is really nice, which I was not expecting. I actually just, it's like, okay, whatever, it's a knife. I didn't even notice that it, what is this? Is it a integrated frame lock? If I'm understanding what I'm seeing, it's like an internal frame. It's like, I don't think it's a liner. I don't think you would call it a liner lock because it's like one piece the whole way. And then I think this sits on top of that. So I think you would call that an inset frame lock or something, but I'm not 100% sure. It's very unique. I don't know that I've ever really seen something that looks like that before, where there's sort of like two scales or like a full scale. I guess I have. I guess the Devo Stout kind of does that. Now that I think about it, it's just different because you're used to it kind of like sitting in there and then not going all the way to the top like that. Whereas on this one, it runs all the way to the top, which has a very seamless look to it. It's really nice. And then your lock bar is very protected. Like the chances of getting yourself with lock bar pressure are very low, because there's so little lock bar sticking out there. It's really neat. This is a very well-engineered knife. It's interesting it's not super drop shut. As you go through there, there's a little crunchiness because like there's some like springs or something in there. Spring? I don't know how it works exactly. I'd have to take it apart, but I'm not going to because it's not my knife. But it's not quite a smooth drop shut because of that actuation back there. So it's a little like rattly when you go to drop it shut. So if that's your thing, this would definitely not be the knife for you. It's not rattly when it's closed or open or folded. It's not rattly when it's open. But it is rattly during the closing process. So do note that. Really neat back spacer design, really nice looking, interesting pocket clip, contrasting colors here. I'm not 100% sure if that is part of the liner or if that's like, think that's kind of drawn on there, but I'm not 100% sure. That could be part of the liner sticking through, but I'm not sure. I think it's drawn on there, but I'm not sure. But, you know, the same touches. It's just a really consistent set of finishes with the black, the black, the black, the black, the black, the black on back, and then the black liners. It doesn't look like other knives. Now, of course, it's not a super crazy complex handle design, so in some ways it'll look like other knives when it's unfolded like this, but, you know, anyways. Really nice edge on it, nice grind. I love when you have the contrasting satin finish where the, you know, the non-grind is running this way and then the grind is running this way, like the CFK Evos in the plain Jane. They have that kind of grind look. Super nice. I really like that grind. And the feel in hand is really good. No hot spots whatsoever. Very flexible, obviously, because it's a very flat handle. So you can be back, you can be forward. There's just a very generous amount of grip space on it to get it right where you need it. Now, no protection from sliding up. So, you know, if you prefer just a little something, you know, to protect you from sliding up onto the blade or a finger choil or whatever, this is definitely a, you know, sharpening choil only here. And one thing I don't really love about that is the way this sticks up. Would be pretty easy to hit this while you're sharpening, unfortunately, but it's not a big deal. The blade itself has no, you know, no finger studs on it or no thumb studs on it or anything, so it's very slicey and thin behind the edge. Is it a hollow? I think it's a flat grind. I think it's a flat grind. It could be a very like shallow hollow, but I'm pretty sure it's a flat grind. But anyways, there's no thumb studs there, so it's very clean. Now, if you're carrying it, you've got a little protrusion here from, but it's a very minimal flipper. Yeah, it doesn't stick out too much. I compared it to like a Hinderer that sticks out quite a bit more. And this is definitely a little more catchy. It's not that much more, I guess, on the Hinderer. But anyways, and when it deploys, then you don't have it, and it's just really seamless and streamlined. So it's a really cool knife. I say, like, as flipper tabs go, it's one of the best designs that I can think of that I've interacted with. Aside from the fact that if you don't want to rattle, if you're not doing something like this and you're trying to use the gravity drop, it's a little, you know, that's not ideal. But I'd love to see this design put onto more knives, maybe something that has a thumb stud on it as well, but the flipper is an alternative. Anyways, cool knife. Definitely a fan of what I'm seeing here, and it's something I'd consider owning. I'd be curious to know what the price is. I think the name of this company is something like Oeser. Hang on one sec. Let's see if I can read it off the box. Well, it says Lee Williams Kickstop, but I thought it was made by a different company, but I could be wrong on that. Hang on one sec. Yeah, I don't know. This actually looks pretty simple. Maybe it's Lee Williams Kickstop. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, Oeser Kickstop M390, by the way. And then that's got the, I guess these are options. So maybe there's one that doesn't have the black PAD code on it. Be curious to see what that looks like too. That'd probably be pretty nice. That much more streamlined. So interesting knife. You know, love seeing the innovation. So cool stuff. Hope you enjoyed that one. Please comment. Let me know all the things I don't know about this knife, because I don't know much about it at all. Maybe it's like Oeser and Lee Williams as a designer or whatever, kind of like you see with, you know, Snicks and the locks, and anyways, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, let me know what I don't know about it. Be curious to learn more about it, and hope you enjoyed. I will see you on the next one. Take care.